This is the end. The ash begins to fall. The world is fading out. Behind this velvet wall, a secret kept in cedar, a flame that's born of gold. The shadow smokers rise before the night grows cold. Feel the earth move as a match begins to strike. 1,000 brothers breathe in the silence that we like. Let the sky crumble, we'll watch it from the chairs, with a vintage in our glasses and no burden of the cares. Let the smoke fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall. Face it all together at the smoke fall. The smoke fall. Where worlds collide and days are done. You may have the light, but we have won. The shadow smokers in the setting sun. Shadow smokers is where we start. 1,000 miles and poles apart. With silver bands and labels bleed, we find the only peace we need. No names, no titles, just the plume that fills the corners of the room. You'll never find us though we're near, drowned in the sand of atmosphere. Let the smoke fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall. Face it all together at the smoke fall. The smoke fall. Where worlds collide and days are done. You may have the light, but we have won. The shadow smokers in the setting sun. Let the embers burn. Let the seasons turn. In the legion's name, we are one and the same. Through the haze, we see it all. At the smoke fall, keep the ash long. Shadow smokers, let the smoke
Yo, check the mic 1 2. This is the Legion sound. When street lights dim and no mercy can be found, we roll in silence, thick like chimney haze. Shadow smokers move through midnight's darkest maze. We ain't no club, nah, this a lifetime feat. Gotta stay hungry, built for loyalty. Talk strategy, leverage, move the pieces tight. Network squeezes while the enemies take flight.
We own the hours when the honest close their eyes. Secret handshakes under moonlit sky.
Hey guys, Tony Soy Sass, and welcome to today's Smokers Panel Live. So, I honestly thought I was not gonna make it on time. there was some technical difficulty. My backdrop literally just fell off, and I shoved it back on, but now I can't tell whether or not it's even in the right place. So I'm just gonna assume that it is or not. Okay. Um, Today I'm smoking this. I think for now one of the most anticipated cigar of this year was the China Tobacco Nut Maduro, and this one's in Toro. And I think that's beside like all the 250-year anniversary. Is beside the Baby Shark. Is beside the Triumphal. Beside all that, this might be the most anticipated. All right, so let me take that out. And also I think there's another one called Fratello Strong and Smooth. That one, I think a lot of people are looking at it, and I really have problem with that. I really have problem with that. Okay, now it has a lot to do with the flavor between something that is reversed or not kind of thing, because it was okay. So if you don't know already, Fratello makes the cigar that you can smoke one way or another, and you'll have different experience. Okay, basically what it does, and I agree. But it's like having you want a heartburn now or heartburn later kind of thing. That's the that's why I think that it really is you want heartburn now or you want heartburn later. All right, so I don't know. It's up to the person. I don't think it makes that much difference when you smoke one and one another kind of in sessions. So let's see. I know that Val is setting up for a smoke. My father's Maduro, I think. So I know he should be on soon. I don't know if I should light up wait for him or not light up wait for him. That's a good question. That's a good question. So you know what? I'm just gonna not wait for him. I'm gonna light it up. I have like a deja vu. When I took this one out, I know I haven't smoked on screen yet because I just smoked one my first one the other day outside, and I have like a deja vu. I should show you guys how I like this like really like reflective one, and somehow it doesn't show. So see that now it shows kind of like a disco kind of light going on. So it does show. I don't know why in my mind it says doesn't show. All right. Now this is a revisit. So let me say this, okay? When I first smoked it a few days ago, I actually thought to myself that 10-year anniversary was better. I don't know why, but it was more satisfying. So we'll see how today goes. See how today goes by lighting it up. Ooh, my palate's out nasty today. Okay. If you join me, let me know why you're smoking today, and maybe that could be part of the Q&A today. So let me know why you're smoking today. Why I costumed to this pellet. I had like Thai food today, and that kind of messed up my palate a little All right. You know, maybe I should pull up what the blend was. Just tastes like Nicaraguan, really, but we'll see. Yep. Nicaraguan Puro. All right, there you go. I was like, why does it only taste like Nicaraguan? Nicaraguan Puro. Hello, Val.
How's it going, man? I gotta put the volume all the way up because it just started raining hard.
Okay. Put you in here.
I can hear you okay. I can hear you fine.
Sure. So, Room 101 Jenny Tobacco Maduro is a full body Nicaraguan Puro. Produced by AJ. Yeah. Let me see what's the 10-year anniversary was. 10-year and 10-year. Ten-year anniversary is also a Puro, but 10-year anniversary tasted better. I don't know. And might be like just a crop, or it might be they changed the blend of the ratios and stuff like that. But if they didn't change anything, why wouldn't they just continue with that 10-year anniversary rather than Maduro? I mean, I can see they make it into a regular production. However, they are not regular production anyway. They're yearly production. So I don't know. That's a rough question for me. Okay, so Val, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. I had a little busy weekend and had cigar event I went to, and my granddaughter's graduation party. So spent a little bit of the morning at the event, and the rest of the afternoon and evening at the granddaughter's graduation. So
Okay, all right,
it turned out pretty good.
okay, that's good. That's good.
But I will tell you this. Tony already knows. The more events that I go to, I am beginning not to enjoy them as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because I'm more into my cigar journey. Okay. And I realize that it's not the event itself, it's the people that you go to the event with that makes it the event. Now, I could go to the event by myself, which I did. And I met people. I sat down to people that I didn't know, which was fine because I met new people. But when you go to an event and you go with people that you hang out with, people that you know regularly, you smoke regularly with, totally different. Totally different.
Well, you can just say Tony was totally right.
So, saying that, and I would equivalent events being very similar, but this is the first time I went to one that was similar but really different. Okay? Because At this event, I'm talking too much. So look um at this event, most events I go to, it's a brand event, whatever brand it is. Okay, Aganor Salif, Drew Estates, Oliva, whatever. My father, Padron, whatever. Typically, they have an event. The event is that brand, and there's a raffle involved. There's a discount involved. Uh, and depending on what you buy, determines how many raffle tickets you get. I'll give you an example. You buy 4 cigars, you get 1 cigar free, brand choice. You don't get pick it out. All right. And you get 1 raffle ticket. You buy a box, you get 10% off that box, and you may get 3 extra cigars, brand choice, 3 cigars, sometimes 4, but usually 3. And you get, let's say, 7 raffle tickets. So it goes on. The more boxes you buy, the more raffle tickets you get, and the bigger discounts you get. You buy 2 boxes, you get 20% off. You buy 3 boxes or more, you get 30% off. Plus the additional raffle tickets, plus the additional single cigars the brand owner may give you, the brand rep may give you. Now, at the end of the event, they have the raffle prizes. Call off the number, you go get whatever prize it is. And they're usually good prizes. Ashtray, cutter lighter, 5-pack of cigars, an ashtray, 5-pack of cigars, cutter lighter, or cutter lighter, ashtray. Sometimes you get a box of cigars. Sometimes you even get a humidor. Sometimes depending on what they have, okay? However, at a vendor's lightning, at a vendor's event, each vendor is trying to promote their product, try to sell you their product. And the vendor does not have control on the price. The cigar store does, the cigar lounge does, the cigar shop does.
Uh, the event. Well, the vendor that run the event kind of does.
Well, what the vendor's kind of responsible for is making sure you got the swag there, and in making sure that they got those extra cigars to pass out. But setting the cigar prices, that's from my understanding is that's on the facility. Maybe the vendor has some input into it.
Okay.
Okay. They may have a suggestion. They make a recommendation, something like that. But the cigar lounge is going to make that determination. So, at this particular event, it was a vendor's event.
Okay.
So they had about at least 10 different vendors there. Each vendor had their own raffle prize. Okay. Each vendor had their own raffle color tickets.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, you get all the raffle tickets are blue. All the raffle tickets are red. All the raffle tickets are whatever color it may be.
Okay.
It's Drew Estate, you got purple. Oliva, you got green. Aganor Salif, you got gold.
So it's
Okay,
actually
all right.
lowers your chance to win. Actually, all right, sure.
So your chances of winning is you really gotta go there with your mindset is what cigars do I really want to buy? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to get 2 or 3 of them, but when they call up for raffle prizes, they say, okay, everybody, we're pulling out your purple raffles, the purple raffles. So get your purple raffle tickets ready.
Okay.
Now, if you didn't buy anything that you got a purple raffle ticket, you don't have to worry about the raffle.
Sure.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But I prefer it the other way. So everybody blue tickets. That means they can say, all right, everybody, we are going to raffle off Drew Estate item. Get your tickets ready.
Yeah.
That means I got a chance. But if I didn't buy anything from Drew Estate, I don't got a chance.
That's kind of the point. So they set they set the parameter of where they put the price to. Like they want. All right. Sometimes you cannot cross promotion, and I think that's what's for. Like they are afraid to cross promotion, so they do that so they don't cross the promotion. And this is where I'm saying like they kind of do control the price, but they don't.
See, and it's raining hard, Dave. It's raining hard now. And I did not think of cross promotion. I am thinking of this lounge, vendor event, music, prizes, discounts, food, bring your own drinks, okay? Because they're doing it, okay?
Okay. Like
That's what I'm thinking.
Based on what you kind of put together, is that even an event? Is that even an event? Minus the rep there, it sounds like something that you can done every day. Minus the rep.
No, this is. Well, you know what? You have a point. Because you're right, Tony. If you don't call it an event, you don't have all those brands there. All those brands are carried in that lounge.
Right. And the discount can happen. Like, okay, you're saying that Father's Day is an event, like for every store, because Father's Day a lot of things went on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a lot of things were giving out swag. A lot of things were, so that's not an event.
So here's my thing. When I look at events from now on, I'm gonna see if a well-known ambassador is there, like Pedro, okay, like this young lady from Macau Cigars, Lauren.
No, Val.
I'm gonna go to those.
Before you go, or if you have a lady, that's a different story. Before you go to an event, ask yourself this: minus the rep being there, can this happen without a rep? If it can't, it's not an event. It's a promotion.
Well, look, to me, other than the discounts, other than the swag, I want to go to there to meet that brand owner or that brand ambassador.
Right, and this is where your expectation might fail you sometimes, because sometimes that master might not be there. It might be a rep. Sometimes they might not even show up. Sometimes, they might be someone that you don't even know, like nobody, to do the event. Sometimes they might not make it. Does that make sense? This is like it's something that you need to ask yourself, if if it's a promotion,
Okay.
if it's an event. To me, if the rep can if this event can be run without a rep,
All right,
it's a
hold on.
promotion.
I gotta make a move.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Uh,
what's happening?
Are you leaking?
I got a drop on me somewhere.
Mm. Is it raining over there?
It is pouring.
It
Ooh.
shouldn't drop on you though. You're in a tent. You're in a tent. It shouldn't have any leak.
Well, you got to remember that this tent has been out here for 5 seasons.
And it still should not leak.
Yeah, you have to remember this is specifically designed for ice fishing.
Exactly, which is more treacherous than rain.
Well, yeah, but it's designed for the cold.
Which is more
Not-
treacherous than rain.
Yes, but it's not. It's designed for snowfall to come on and get handled, but not big, heavy raindrops.
Snow is heavier than raindrops.
I don't know about that.
You can be
Snowflakes,
buried to death by
snowflakes.
snow.
Look at snowflakes.
You
It
can be
doesn't say-
buried to
It
death
doesn't
by
say
snow.
rain flakes. It says raindrops. It drops on your
Right.
head. Bam! I'm knocked out.
I don't know which planet you're on with that kind of gravity that's enough to knock you out with a piece of drop of water. But, anyways, going back to that. So I asked myself if that event can be run without the rep. If the rep can be there, can totally be absent and still be run, I think it's a promotion. Right? If the person that run the event have to be there for that to happen, for example, a cigar release or like something like that, something brand new that they had brought in for that to happen, then it's an event. Raffle and stuff like that, I wouldn't call it an event. I'm just calling that as like a cherry on top. Right? But then still, it was used to promote you from purchasing. So that's a promotion. That's not really an event. Right? A rep randomly showed up that will talk to you about 5 minutes. It's not worth 2 hours of your time.
Well,
Okay?
let me tell you, that rep talks to me. That boy better get his popcorn ready because it's going to be more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it's not personal. It's just good business. No, it's not really personal. Right? Like they'll talk to you, they'll answer the things that they have answered 1 billion times the same answer. Or what? Did you, which cigar did you enjoy? You enjoyed that? Oh, that's a good cigar. That's very good. Thank you. There you go. Go over there. Get the hell out of here. All right, next. Hey, how you doing? My name is what did you get today? Oh, you get that? Oh, did you enjoy it? Yeah, you like it? Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't like that one? I'm sorry to hear that. Have you tried this one? Okay, you get the hell over there. It's that.
Yeah.
Tony, don't be ruining my buzz, buddy.
No. Today you're here to prove that I am right. I am right.
You're right. And the words of the famous Luis Cuevas, you're wrong.
No. I am not wrong because you are leaning that way. You are moving towards that direction, so I'm right. All right. All right. Let me read Mike's comment. Enjoy LFD double lejero. I recently came across a chisel tip. Why don't more cigars feature a chisel tip? Well, here's the thing. Once your cigar makes a chisel tip, they kind of feel like they own that particular way of making cigar. Parejo is all cigars that you can't just do that, right? Like and Solomon kind of is. Basically, every cigar brand think that they own certain shape, right? If you make a certain shape, a lot of other cigar shop will not make that shape for you. If you're other shop, if you're other brand. So, for example, Davidoff had a cigar with double perfecto. Even if you know the size and you try to go make it, they will probably tell you they won't. They will probably tell you they can't make it for you because they're making it for another brand.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
You're burning the bridge to make a specialty size or specialty shape for someone else.
Well,
All right.
I don't know if you want to.
LFD making that many cigars.
I don't. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know if you want to say you're burning the bridge. I'd like to say it's more like you're
Competition.
bridging the gap.
No, for consumer you are, right? But at one point, a certain cigar making technique was made by someone that came out with that idea.
Yeah.
And they might have trademarked a specific way of making that cigar. So if you make it for someone else, we got a problem. So that's why other brands don't make chisels. But something like a Parejo, Torpedo, like those standard size that has been there forever, nobody can say anything, right? But if you gotta do something special like a certain size of Perfecto or certain size of Solomon, you might have a little bit of issue. Just to tell you that. I can tell you that for sure. And to make a specific mold that will do specific cigars are not cheap. So, do you want to make a cigar and every day you go out? Let's say we made a cigar with the chisel tip. All right? Let's say that we did that. And I call it
The duck bill.
the duck bill. All right? What is going to end up happening is every time I go talk to somebody and says, hey, Tony, did you copy that thing? Tell me. You copy the chisel, didn't you? That looked just like the chisel.
No, you're gonna say no, but it inspired me.
That's the same shit. That's one question that you'll hear forever for the rest of this cigar journey. Just like you lie about not having a sweet tip on your cigar, you gotta hear it for the rest of your life. So a lot of cigar brand wouldn't want to go copy a thing that someone else did. For example, the braided thing for like Amazon basin, no one else doing that. Why? It's easy, just roll it up, right? No, because they don't want to look like Amazon basin. They don't want to ask. They don't want to hear it. Okay, so next one. Rain is significantly heavier than snow by volume because liquid water is much denser. At equal volume of rain can weigh about 10 to 12 times more average than fluffy snow. However, water doesn't build the same way snow is. Snow will build. On any surface, water will roll down. Unless you have a silicone really slick surface, snow will stay on top and continue to add weight. While 10 inches of snow might take up a lot of space, melting it typically yields about 1 inch of water. Sure, but still, when you have snow and they melt into water and get absorbed by the snow, guess what? Now you got snow and water. You know, you're not gonna get a roof collapse from a rain. You're gonna get a roof collapse from a snowstorm. How about that? Smoke with Steve Saka at my lounge. He noticed his cigar I purchased had bad craftsmanship while I was smoking it. He's more than make up for it. He gave me a 5-pack. All right. Not seeing it is one thing, but if I was there and you had a shitty cigar and that you're smoking ITS, I will have give you more ITS just to make you happy, because it's a lot cheaper for me to give you a cigar than try to answer to everybody why we have a cigar that's bad. Because one person had a bad experience can become 50 persons' story.
Oh, guys, there's a crack. There's a
I'm
crack
not
in
there.
my.
Can't hear you. Right? One person's bad experience can become 50 people's story. Like, in fact, everybody knows by now, if you ever watch this show, Val's hat story.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Guys, I think there's cigar beetles in this cigar. I need a new one.
Oh, you
If
better
only
not have
if
cigar
I,
beetle in there. We freeze that shit.
if only if I knew the owner of this project ITS. There's cigar beetle.
I'm saying if I'm there. If I'm
Smoke
there.
that beetle.
Smoke
True.
that beetle. It's protein.
Protein,
You
yeah,
need to
true.
get an extra
Protein.
flavor in there.
Mhm.
Talk
Makes
about
it
meat
tingly
lovers.
salty. All right? But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, if you're a cigar owner and you see somebody really struggle to smoke your cigar right next to you, and you make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cigars a year, you'll be like, there you go, here's 5. I would. I would be like, whatever cigar I have on me, there you go. There you go. Right? I would literally say, don't worry about it. Don't keep going at it. Just 2-pop Tony, put it down. Here's another one. Try it again. Because, like, cigars man-made. You're bound to have bad ones, right? It's just like, have you ever go out and buy packaged ham and literally bought one when you go home that kind of like it gets slimy when the
Mhm.
moment you got home? It does happen. Man-made. Right? There's a time when you buy a pack of like a pork chop and turns out that pork chop is full of fat on the other side. You turn it over, it's all fat. It's like, can't eat this shit. Happens. Man-made.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
like I said, that was the reason why that I bought a box of Perdomo, because when I went to cigar shop, Perdomo was there, and that was more like well, yeah, it wasn't really an event. It was like more of a promotion.
Yeah.
He was in the area. He was in the state. He was like, yeah, I just go to the cigar lounge just to hang out. He didn't advertise it. He didn't put on his social medias. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna go to.
You can advertise and put on social media, but promotion is still promotion. The event is still
Yeah.
event, right?
Yeah.
If you tell me this place will have cigar on discount, music, raffle,
Hats.
and the person being there, that's a promotion. But if you
yeah.
tell me there's gonna be cigar on discount, music, raffle, people being there, and a new cigar being released that I never heard of, or an event only cigar, okay, you go, you got an event.
But as I was at the cigar lounge, I was smoking. I forgot which one it was. I think it was the 20-year Perdomo, and it was canoeing like heavily. And Nick was like, "Yo, you think you could like cook him up with the deal half off the box?" Because I don't like the fact that he's smoking it correctly, but it's canoeing horribly, and I don't want him to have that experience. So can you do like half off a box? I'll give you the other half if it's an issue with it. And the owner was like, no, it's okay. I'll do that. So I was able to get I think 20-year Perdomos for half off for the box.
There we go. You bought it at factory price.
Basically, yeah.
It's not a loss, to be honest. It's not a loss,
Mhm.
especially if it's like, hey, you get angry over it. There's no point.
Yeah, I wasn't upset about it, but he noticed it. As I was talking with him back and forth for like an hour, he started to see that it was like heavy in the bottom part. Like it was like up to here, but the band was still up here. He's like, yeah, I can't have that happen.
Yeah. So next weekend is July 4th. We had the what? July 4th smoking on Sunday, right? The 5th.
Was the cigar announced? Which one it will be?
We did announce it. July 5th, La Aurora.
Okay.
So July 5th is Sunday, La Aurora. July 4th, obviously we're gonna smoke a 250. So bring your 250, somewhat of 250, any 250. I don't care, or just bring your July 4th cigar. It's all good. But that brings me to the next thing, like, most anticipated cigars of the year. And starts like all the cigars start coming out, right? With exception of the 250s. You put the 250s away. Every single 250s. All right? And you put away the baby shark because everybody loves baby shark. Who doesn't like baby shark? Right?
Baby shark.
All right. You put that away and put the Triumphal away, which is already out. Right? Put the Oliva football away. I mean, I don't know, I call it football, but soccer.
The soccer.
Ball away. What is the most anticipated for you?
Hmm.
Hmm. The only thing I can think of is the Ascent from EP.
Okay, Ascent. Ascent, I think it's gotta be one of those regular production, to be honest.
Yeah, it has the bands work as regular production. Like the Black is a regular production.
Yeah. Well, Black is like a regional specific production, so it's not
Yeah.
really. Yeah. So Val, what's your most anticipated cigar? Taking away all the 250s, all the soccer.
I think it might already it might have just came out this weekend. That was that. What is it? Moonflower, Moonstar, something like that.
Crown Head.
Yeah.
I thought about trying that. I did not get it though. I thought about
Yeah.
trying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a few places advertising already. I thought about trying that. Now,
And I think that's because I'm seeing Crown Heads, other than changing their brand logo,
mm-hmm.
but it looks like they're starting to make a little bit different change in their direction of their going.
Okay.
All right. And I'm noticing this more about other brands too, is that they're, we talk about how much cigar prices are. But I'm starting to see some brands take a second look or maybe take a step back and say, hey, you know what? We have to readjust some of our stuff here and let's get back down to a little bit lower in price point, make it a little bit more reachable. But in saying that, our we're getting a more affordable cigar at a better price point, but are we also losing or are we sacrificing? No, losing. We're not sacrificing. We're losing some of the better tobaccos. So it's like you want a really good, a really excellent tasting cigar, a little bit higher price, or do you want a good cigar above average at an affordable price? It's your money. It's your time. You're going to pay what you think is it worth it? It's worth it to you if you spent the money on it.
Well, Val, I don't think that's an apple to apple comparison because right now you're saying that if the cigar costs more, it must be a better tobacco.
Well, theoretically, yes.
That's not true.
Well, yeah, we know that's not true because you can have a very. I mean, look at how high Johnny Tobacco Nut placed on the list, and I didn't think that was the number one cigar. But who am I? I'm just a regular smoker.
That's not what I meant. You can get good tobaccos various way, okay? And good tobacco, even that has multiple different gradings. Depends on how they appear. How is the appearance? How is the appearance? Okay, a tobacco that looks ugly, that's good, can still be cheap, and that means you can put it as filler, right? Tobacco that are really good but not rare, doesn't cost you more because you don't have to buy other tobacco in order to buy that tobacco. So the price doesn't always directly translate out on whether or not that tobacco is good. For example, you can get really good Habanos. You can get really, really good San Andreas with no string attached, without buying. Okay, you gotta buy like 2 veil of that, because there's so much of it. They're not that rare, right? So you can't. But like, if you want to buy a good Cameroon, well, where's your pocket? How big is your wallet? Right? So it's not directly translated to that. So you can have cigar that is really, really good, tobacco that's really, really good with horrible packaging. Let's say nowadays people start to do paper thing because it's so much easier to do, just ugly, right? Or fresh pack in order to get the cigar out there. So that translates to saving. Because like I explained last time, when it's keystone, box gets keystone too. And that's one thing you can't smoke. So having a cheaper price doesn't really necessarily mean sacrificing the quality of tobacco. In fact, I think most people cannot tell the quality of tobacco. What you can tell is whether that tobacco has been aged for a while. Right? But let me be very honest, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody. Probably 80% of the people who smoke cigar cannot tell the difference between a cigar that is 2-year age and a 5-year age. Same cigar. So if aging is not a contributor to pricing, then you can have a really good cigar. And a lot of cigars are priced specific way to price you out competing against their own cigars. It does not mean they're any better. Right? It's like what's the difference between an American Exchange t-shirt and a Walmart t-shirt? Yeah, t-shirt. So I don't think you're sacrificing the tobacco because the source of tobacco is still be the same per se. It's the material that costs more, which comes to bands and boxes and taxes and all that stuff. That will increase. So it's not necessarily the cigar itself. And I know it sounds a little bit complicated. I'm defending the cigar prices here. But what I'm defending is that I don't think cheaper cigar or more affordable cigar at a certain price range sacrifice the quality of the tobacco. Because you can have $50 cigar that uses poor tobacco you don't even know.
True.
Right? They can put really poor tobacco in there that barely has anything, but put a really good wrapper on there, so it looks super awesome. Charge you $50 for the most expensive part on this wrapper, and the second most expensive is probably the box. All right. I'll get back to that GTA 6 question later. But the best way to test somebody's knowledge on a cigar is have them do a blind test of one cigar, premium cigar, another one's budget stick. Let the smoker review both and see what they can tell. To tell whether or not it's premium. Now, I think most can tell based on the amount of time. Because if it's budget stick, it's most likely a short filler, and they burn faster.
True.
Okay, but then in terms of the flavor, it's not always true, right? For example, if you do a premium Oliva V and then get an Oliva V, what's that, like a factory reject kind of thing, you probably can't tell other than the speed that is burning at, or the little bits that can do mouth. All right, they're gonna smoke very, very similar, and you are at the mercy of which one will store better. Right? Can most people tell whether or not a budget stick is budget stick? Yeah, it's probably that it tastes watered down. But there are some premium cigar that's watered down. So I can give you a premium cigar that I didn't like, and I give you a budget cigar that I really really liked. And have somebody do a blind test, they probably say that they like the budget better. Because budget is not always worse. Budget is just that there's some sacrifice made.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that help, Mike?
It's like when like for me, I always turn to the Irao first 20 year because it was a watered down, more cost efficient variation of the late hour or a Padron cigar. It had the coffee, it had the chocolate notes, which I love in a late hour or in a Padron, but literally half or more than half the price of those cigars. I could easily buy 5 or 10, first 20 years compared to me buying 5 to 10 late hours or Padron cigars.
How is Mike? You can find premium cigar range from $4. Premium cigar range from $4 to easily $100. I'm pretty sure Rick would recommend you a $115 cigar that he absolutely despises. Okay, and if I give you both, are you gonna call the $4 premium cigar a budget stick? Because when you say premium cigar, 100% handmade, long filler, right, and nothing but tobacco, then a lot of cigar qualify. In fact, some house cigar qualifies that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Some house ones do qualify for that.
When you say budget stick to me, I just think the difference between long filler and short filler. I don't put any flavors in the same category. I think flavor cigar, not premium cigar. Because if you gotta say nothing but tobacco, well, flavor cigars are flavored, so there's something add to the tobacco, so they're not premium cigar, right?
Yeah.
Any of the gas station that have flavor, they're not premium cigar. So the difference between a premium cigar and a budget stick is short filler.
Okay.
That's why I use it. That's why I use the term cost efficient. If I want to talk about budget cigar, then I'll say a budget cigar. But there's some cigars that are premium that is more cost efficient compared to other premium cigars.
Yeah. So that's the difference. A lot of people's like, oh, I smoke Java. That's not premium cigar. That's a flavor cigar. That's exactly my point. To credit what you said earlier, majority of people that smoke will not be able to tell $8 stick from an $80 stick. Yeah, majority cannot. Majority cannot. And I can tell you, majority of people that smoke for a long time cannot. All right? If you go to a cigar factory, you tell them to list to take all their cigar, everything on their catalog, regardless price, bands removed, same shape, give it to you. Even if you're expert, you probably won't be able to tell. Because the cost of making cigar isn't that great. Isn't that the differentiation between the cost of the cigar is not that big. How about that? The differentiation of making the cigar of each stick from ultra premium to low end isn't that big. So you can say, which one costs more? Well, you're talking about at max $1 or $2 difference. Internal material. So you can really tell, even if you give like a professional. The person that reviews a lot can tell you which one tastes better, but tastes better doesn't necessarily mean better tobacco or better cigar. It just means I like that flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, that to test somebody's knowledge is hard. I mean, when you say somebody have a lot of knowledge, there is a lot of different gap on how to describe that. Like, would you say somebody who smokes a cigar right away they can say, that's Nicaraguan? Is that knowledgeable? Blindfolded, pick up a cigar, smoke it, puff, tell you that it's Nicaraguan. Is that knowledgeable?
I would say so.
A lot of people can do that. If you smoke Nicaraguan all your life, you know, and all of a sudden I give you Connecticut, you can tell that's not Nicaraguan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, someone that smoke only Mexican San Andreas, and I give you, I don't know, Honduras. You gotta be able to tell that's not the same,
Yeah.
right? Now, would you taste somebody that, oh, I can taste all kind of flavor. Ooh, I can taste like, Dubai chocolate on this thing. Is that knowledgeable?
Is it believable?
Let's say if you did taste it, and it is. Does that make it knowledgeable?
No. They just let you know that palate experience that person has.
Exactly. So when you say somebody that's knowledge and to test somebody's knowledge on a cigar, the category is kind of different. Some people can taste a lot of notes, they cannot remember shit. Some people that can remember a lot of shit but can't taste any note other than differentiating that the note is different. Some people can smoke it and tell you exactly what cigar that is, which is I think is crazy. Because they are like, if they are all the same shape, I think it's very hard. I think a lot of people take hints from the shape, and then from there guess the blend, and then kind of match it in. You can, but there's a lot of cigar that's very similar in flavor. So if they give you those very similar in taste profile, and if they are the same shape, you can't tell. You can't tell. There's no way. Right? And individually, that's different too. I mean, you can have specific tobacco taste 5 different ways if you wanted to.
Yeah, ratios and all that kind of stuff.
All right, so that's a harder to tell thing. Now, I don't really test people's knowledge. I just know whether or not they're a beginner or not. That's all I care. If they're beginner, I can suggest them more. If they're not, I mean, just share my experience. That's it. Never really try to test like Rick. What's your knowledge level?
Mhm.
There are people who smoke 20 years and still can't tell. So there are people that smoke 20 years and only smoke $6 cigars. So they're very experienced. They're very knowledgeable for that specific cigar. They can tell you everything about a cigar and who's their mother, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But if you give them a different cigar, they know nothing about it. All right. So now going back to that, they're a little bit irrelevant cigar question.
Mhm.
GTA 6 is gonna be $80 physical copy that came with an empty case. Inside the case is a code. What happens to this world? Well, because making the disc actually lose money.
Yeah, to have a physical disc actually is more cost towards the production. So cutting the disc and then just having a little plastic of the display and a manual, whatever. It was way more cost efficient if you just have like a little thing on there that says this is your code on paper or on a sticker, compared to giving you an actual disc that's gonna have a lot of data on it because the size of the game is gonna.
How about this? Let's explain this in a more budget friendly way. Okay. So Mike, I play game. Rick play a lot of games. Okay. And let me tell you this, Mike. Let's say you just bought a PlayStation 5 without the CD drive, right? And you bought one of those things with just a code in there, right? And then you installed it, you played it, and then the machine died. And PlayStation 6 came out. Are you gonna go buy another PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 6? Most likely PlayStation 6, right?
Right.
Now the benefit of that is it's just a code. So I can start a machine and then I can download the game and I can play it. I don't have to worry about whether or not a new machine had to support that particular format, which is getting obsolete. CD is very obsolete. A lot of computers don't come with CD drive anymore.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
But the computer I have, both the computers I have, doesn't have a CD
My laptop
slot.
don't have CD drive, and all that stuff don't have CD drive. CD drive is on the way to be obsolete. So there's no point to make you CD so that you have machines that you can't play with.
Yeah, now they got the CD adapters to go to it. That's why. So
And
they
let's
take it
say,
away to make more money on you. That's what they're doing.
you bought that game, your wife was pissed. Like, why do you spend $80 on this thing instead of buying me a new lipstick? And she took that disc and snapped it. I don't know if you guys ever snap a CD. It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
But she snaps it. Here goes your $80.
Yeah.
But
I'd be looking for the $80 lipstick.
here's the
I'd be
thing.
doing some sidewalk dart.
I will be okay if one day my wife got really angry and go through my collection of boxes and open one after another just to find a CD snap.
Mm.
So it's really not that it's not that is they don't want to make it. It's to make it will significantly increase your cost, because to make it you can't just make one. You can't just make 100. You gotta make millions of those, and that
Yeah.
will delay all that stuff. And people who buy online, who buy cold, is not getting it, and then they paying the same amount of money in order to balance out that price. Nobody gets a disc, right? Now, do you like? Oh, I absolutely need disc. Well, if enough people need it, they'll give you a $250 version with a CD and everything else. But you wouldn't buy it. The problem is that you wouldn't buy it at that price. So, what's the best way to get it out there for you to play it the fastest way possible at any time that you want, so long as you have a machine? Don't give you a disc. There you go.
Yeah.
I hope
It's
that
like,
answers your question.
it's like for right now, my mom, she still has a whole bunch of VHS tapes of like basically my youth. Like basically when me and my sister were as like basically infants, about like family parties, family get-togethers, my grandmother's birthday, which my great grandmother's birthday I meant. And at one point, a couple years ago, I was thinking about recording it into CD discs, so we can have a way for us to watch it faster and easier compared to on a VHS, which you have to rewind, wait a couple minutes, and then play it. Now it's to the point where everything we possess no longer has a CD outlet to slide in the disc. It's like now I got to figure out how to do a VHS into potentially a disc, then disc into just data into a Google Drive account or somewhere, so I could share it around with the family.
Yeah, most movie you can just see online. You don't even need to have that disc anymore. So, we're not defend the industry. The industry is moving towards that way. I'm just giving you the most logical thing that some people actually, I think they did a budget thing to calculate how much will have cost more per game. I think it's like $10-15 if they will add CD in there. You wouldn't want that, because now they had to find people to write the CD, transportation of all those CDs, and they had to get people to design the cover, transportation of all those stickers. Yeah, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. All right. Just like cigars, if they will make it more complicated than internal packaging and stuff like that, it'll cost you more, and you wouldn't want to buy it.
Yeah, like imagine all cigar industry does things in the nature of like Leaf by Oscar, or the other ones that has it like in a little tubing that has a lot of cost behind it.
Yeah. And it just adds price to you. Yeah, it might feel better at the moment, but I don't know everybody else. I have not touched my PlayStation 2 game for a long time. It just sits in the box.
Yeah.
But when I want to play it, I just go to the system and download it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. I know that we can't stay on that topic too long. My eyes, something went to my eyes. Because Val will not be able to contribute to that that topic. Val does not play game. Val is a serious person.
I'm not a game. Never been a gamer. My best game was Pong. That was it, man.
That's
And
what I
Pong
was
never had a
for.
disc.
That was it.
Yeah, imagine if every cigar industry made stuff like this, where it has to be wrapped and then another
Twice.
wrap and twice, yeah, wrap twice and then have a band on top of it. That's a lot of cost behind it.
Process, time, all that stuff. So might as well just give you a code, and now they don't have to worry about people copying it, which people still do, but it's a lot harder. You know, when you have a physical disc, you can do whatever you want with it, which they don't want to, because now you no longer own the physical thing anymore. Because the law changed, having the disc does not mean you own it. You own the right
Yep.
to use it, but you don't own it. So there's no point to give you a physical thing because now the law says you don't own it. In the U.S., all right, the law says you don't own it in the U.S. Does that answer your question, Michael? Good. Yeah, how's your cigar today?
My cigar is absolutely wonderful. I'm smoking and my father something Antilles. Very good. This was gifted to me by all hail, long live Tiberius.
You know, I had a one conversation with one of my friends, and he's like, "Why is these cigar names sound so serious sometimes?" It's like, "Why is my father not called Joe Daddy?"
Who's your daddy? Yeah.
Imagine having a conversation. What are you smoking? I'm smoking Joe Daddy.
Like your mama.
With your mama.
I'm smoking your mama. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, I'm smoking a Yo Mama. I smoked it last night too. I was like, the cigar I'll have a kind of sort of heritage. They want to in memories of heritage. But like they say that it's kind of weird because every time you're saying that my father's, there's that are you smoking your father's cigar or are you smoking my father's cigar?
Yeah, true.
Right? And a lot of people don't like the fact that a lot of cigar things are in Spanish names.
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
everything derives from those Spanish
I get that.
countries.
I get that. But here's the thing, right? In the U.S., that's fine. We'll have a lot of Latino influence and Spanish people, and we can, it's in our life. But when you bring that cigars to China, to other language speaking country, it gets really hard to pronounce or even understand what it means.
True. Like I could just imagine like people in the UK or Scotland or Ireland trying to smoke a cigar, and then they have like a very long Spanish, worded one. Like obviously Davidoff does a great job with theirs. Late hour, millennium, things that have more things that's more
Simple words. And I can tell you
universal.
in Asia, those names were translated because people understand what it is. It's a lot easier to say what late hour is.
And it's definitely harder to translate some of the Spanish ones because some of them have no literal translations. They're based off of another word that it derives from. So you say, oh, I forgot what cigar it was. I'll remember later another time. But there's some of them that has names that's based off of another word.
Like how do you explain this cigar's name is Nacho Libre? If you translate it literally, I'm pretty sure that does not mean wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? It's not easy for everyone to say Al Wednesday. But they can say wise man.
Yeah, El Goyense.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I obviously to their defense that the cigar will roll in the place and bend in the place that speaks the language.
Let's face the facts, guys. It was a subtle way to introduce bilingual.
Okay. Just think of all the Cuban cigars out there.
Yep.
Is there one that you can't pronounce? If you're English speaker, just English speaker.
Well, there's a difference of pronouncing it and then pronouncing it correctly.
Sure.
But
But,
yeah, I
like,
get it. But yeah, getting to that line, you should be able to pronounce it by kind of looking at it and figuring it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
right? It's
Romeo, Julieta. Like even if you say it in a non-Spanish accent, Cohiba, Monte Cristo,
no, okay.
Artigas.
Let's say this: you go to a Chinese store,
Yep.
buy cigar, and it's
Yep.
Cuban cigar. You tell them that I want to buy a Cohiba. They ask you what size: number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You can say that in Chinese, right? Try to explain when you go to buy pledge. What size do you want, Sojourn?
The prequel.
Yeah, I want the prequels. So, and then the Allegiance. Can I get the sidekick? Can I
Yeah.
get the superhero? Huh?
Huh? What size is this? The Toro one, whichever one, and they start to get which one is Toro.
Can you imagine? What is it? Warfighter?
Yeah, those in calipers. I don't remember.
what do-
I cannot remember any of them.
What
Mhm.
cigar? I want the 5.56. Give me the 50 cal.
Right? Like I cannot remember which one's what, and I still can't. I smoke one
Mhm.
of each, and I still can't. The bowl is very specific. Like torpedo, shark. Those are very specific. They only have one size. So even if you can just name the cigar, you'd be okay. But
Yeah. Look at. I'm glad you mentioned that. The size. Why can't the cigar industry just all agree and say, hey, a Robusto is a 5 by 50.
okay, so
A Toro is a 6 by 52.
52.
All of a sudden, well, our Robusto is a 4.75 by, okay, and you find it in other lines. Well, this brand is size for their Robusto is this, but this brand is this size, and that brand is that size. Well, why can't they all be the same size? Make it universal.
all right. So let's say Toro is 6 by 52.
6 by 52. Very
What
good.
you gonna call 6 by 54?
Extra. I felt like I want to do Toro Extra or a
Yeah.
Toro
All right,
Gordo.
okay, so what about 6 by 56?
Toro Gordo.
I mean, you
can't have
can,
repeats. You can't have repeats.
I mean, I get that part, Tony, but I'm just saying, you can do that if you go up by increment. But look at, I don't want to see, a 6 by 50. Yeah, but mine's a 5.75 by 51.
Okay.
No, come on. Make it a six
I
by
mean, I
50.
think it's gonna be fair if you have like a blanket. Like if it's like the standard is 6 by 52, anything past that is Gordo or extra, and anything below that will be petite. I'm kind of fine with that kind of
Well,
Toro Gordo, Toro Plus, Toro Max. Is that Toro Ultra too? With the pen?
Toro Ultra.
Um,
I'm just saying. I mean, come on.
I get what you're saying. The reason that they made so first of all, 6 by 52 is not even a standard Cuban size.
You know what? I ain't gonna say the words.
Right? So, and our Robusto is not their standard size either. So those things will kind of invade over here. And what the problem is, sometimes the blend requires one will have more sleeve of tobacco somewhere.
Look at. Do you realize how many names Cuba has for cigars?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that's not a lot
Well, there is a lot.
for Cuba.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, it's not like number 1, 2, 3, 4. Hell, they might even go up to 35. Who knows? But there's a whole
But you
bunch
gotta
of
know
names.
that the overall catalog of cigar in Cuba is less than the U.S. for sure.
Well, that's because we have more brands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the so-called new world has more brands.
Right. More blends, more variations. We overall have more. But
Oh,
sometimes,
come on, because I'm
sometimes
still
in
Then-
order to
look,
make a certain blend, you need to add 1 or 2 sleeves and stuff like that. And to change that name makes it harder. Because as far as I know, like the Toro size for Cuban cigars are actually thinner.
yes.
I think usually the like 48 or 50s.
But no, they're not. They're not even like straight number. They're not 48. They're like 48 and 3/4 or something.
Yeah, I know. There's decibels to it.
So how you got to justify that,
Let's start a movement, guy. Let's start a movement.
right? So if I
Let's
tell
do
you,
it.
Val,
Let's
in
do a
order to make this,
petition.
I absolutely need to have 1 more sleeve of cigar in there. And if I make it 52, it's got to be too small.
Then you can't make it. Problem solved. Can't do
make
it.
it.
Can't make it. Can't do it.
So if I say, Val, from now on, every single one of the cigar that you smoke at 6x54 no longer exists, you'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
And I say any cigar that's not 6x50 is no longer Toro, so they don't no longer exist either. You'll be okay with that.
Yeah. As long as they're all universal, and I can get
Right.
them in
So
all
now,
those other
from
sizes.
now on,
Yeah.
every cigar that is 6x52 no longer exists. You'll be okay with that.
Are they going to be? Are we eliminating the 6x52 and just keeping 6x50?
No. They they don't make 6x50, and also they don't have it all. Period.
Okay, then I go to 6x52.
No, but then 60x52 is not a standard size, so they got rid of it.
Well, I'm going to have to adjust to a new size and see which one I like the best, and go stick with that.
No, they couldn't make it. It's missing that little 2 gauge to
Oh
add.
no,
that
no,
one
yeah,
more
no, they can make it. They can make it. They can make it.
No, you can't. No, either they. So I can't make it fatter. In order to fit that in there, I gotta make it longer.
You can make it longer than cut it.
Then that the tobacco's not in there.
Yeah, the tobacco's in it. It's just not at the foot, or it's
Right,
just not
so-
at the cap. You're going to take it off from the cap because you're not going to smoke the cap. You're going to cut the cap off anyway. Can I hear amen? Praise the leaf.
No, but then it can't. Like basically, you're saying that all of those non-standard size cannot exist because they are even if it's not out of necessity.
Look, if you should be able to adjust to make a cigar. All Toros are going to be 6x50 or 6x52.
I start
whatever.
to think Val don't like cigars.
No, that's not true.
Val, if you don't,
I
if you-
just don't look at. I usually keep my cigar ranges from a 6 to 50 to 52. That's usually my range.
right, let me ask you
I
this,
usually
Val.
do not smoke Robustos. I usually do not smoke Gordos. And the time that you see me smoking something other than that, most of the time, it's because I was presented with it, or I'm out somewhere and I'm seeing all the guys I'm with smoking it, and I'll say, "Well, okay, I'll give it a try."
Val, let me ask you this, right?
Ask you.
If you're buying a late hour and there's 2 sides
Yeah.
on the table,
Two
5
sizes
by
of beer.
52 and 6 by 52,
5 by
52
fi-
and 6 by 52.
yes,
They're the same price,
yes,
exact same price.
yes.
Which one would you buy?
I'm going for the 6.
So you do rather buy more, right?
If they're the same price, I'm getting more tobacco. Yes.
So now here we go. If they make a cigar late hour 6 by 50 and 6 by 52, wouldn't you buy 6 by 52?
Yes.
So why would you complain about them giving you more?
I'm not complaining about giving more. I'm complaining about these cigars that they're making. It's not a 6. It's not a 50. It's not a 52. It's a 5.75 by 53.
Yeah.
It's a 5.5 by a 55. Come on,
Right.
guys.
Because like here we go. Ready? Because they could have made a fit.
My problem.
They could have made a 5 by 50 instead. You know what? Let's give them the 3/4 more. 5 and 3/4 by 50. And Val says, no, get rid of it.
Yes, make them all universal.
No, because I just tell you, they give you more, and you say, I will have bought the one with more, and now he says, no, cut it off. Don't leave it there for me.
Look, no, because look at. I'm just saying, these cigar brands, they can all make 6 by 50s. They can all make 6 by 52s. They can all make 5s by whatever. I'd even go to like.
Now, let me ask you this: when you're making something, right? You roll a cigar.
Yeah.
This particular leaf that you use.
Yeah.
If you cut the ends, if you make a 6, you leave that much more leaf left, and it goes to waste.
It's going to be utilized somewhere along the line, but go ahead.
No. Oh yeah, it goes to another cigars, and you know, as a short filler.
It goes to a short filler. Okay.
Right. But instead of that, they just roll it in there. They're like, you know, I don't want to waste it. It's that big a leaf anyway. Just roll it there and give it to you. But no, you got 5 by 3/4. You're saying that please don't give it to me. Right? Instead of like, oh, we can cut it off to be 5. Yeah, but we got this left over. Why not just give it to them? Boom, boom, roll. Just one more roll. There you go. They add it.
But this is my perception.
You got to think of that extra 3/4 is
no.
a gift.
I don't think that's what they're thinking. I don't think they are thinking, well, you know, instead of go 5.5, let's give them a little more. Let's go to 5 3/4. No, this is what I'm thinking. I am thinking that I'm going to make this a 5 3/4 because no other brand makes a 5 3/4.
That's not true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying that whatever I told you is actually true. What I just told you is a lot of time when they do a blend, they have some leftovers if you do that kind of size or do that kind of leaf. And that leaf is such a good leaf, it would be waste for it to go to a short filler. So they just do one more roll and give it to you. They could have chopped that off. They could chop that off. In fact, that actually makes it cheaper because now they don't have to make another mold.
That's true. I'm just saying, look at. I'm just saying. Why can't we just have a universal size across the board?
Because to start with, there was no agree in that size to start with. The size that got carried over as Toro was never universal.
Well, okay, so then, the Toro was changed to what we have now.
We got Toro with a variation of like 2 or 3 sizes. And and they do differentiate. Sometimes they call it Toro Gordo, Toro Plus, Toro something.
Or extra.
Right? They do give you a differentiation. And they give you that extra 5 minute to 10 minutes of smoking. And another thing is that the sweet spot of every cigar is kind of different. So sometimes in order to give you more of that sweet spot, they make it longer. So you got to think of it as a bonus.
You know, it would be a bonus. If I
Like
had a triple shot in this, that'd be a bonus.
you know, like Val is like, let's make it all universal. Every cigar should be the size of knob.
Oh no!
Why not?
You know, I have yet to smoke a nub. Yet.
Well, you gotta.
I've smoked more cigar. You know, I have not smoked a nub yet. I wish I could say I have smoked more cigarillos than I have nubs, and I have because I have not smoked a nub, and it's just the size that bothers me. It's the size of that cigar. And it may be a good cigar. Don't get me wrong, people out there. I'm
I-
not
I
telling you
enjoy
not
Now
them.
to
you're
smoke
saying
them.
let's all agree on size. Let's all agree on size and make standard, right? Let's say if they made a standard, every single standard is not the size you want. You're not gonna be happy either.
I'm gonna have to. Uh, I'm gonna have to compromise and pick out the size that I'm gonna have to go to.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? If you buy a 6 by 3/4, 6 and 3/4 by 52, and you never
Yes,
like that, all you had to do is just cut 3/4 off on your own.
yes, that is true.
But you
But
wouldn't.
then,
But you wouldn't.
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Exactly, because it's
I wouldn't.
bonus. Because you want that extra 3/4.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I even do that when I started picking out cigars that wanted this one. I tried Robustos and I tried the Toros, and then I start comparing them, and I mean, a little sometimes Robusto costs more than the damn Toro, and I couldn't figure that out.
It's more popular.
Okay, but I'm looking at price wise for the amount of tobacco I'm getting to smoke. I never even thought about the extra time that I got smoking that cigar. I just saw, it's like getting a regular hamburger or getting a Whopper. It's like getting a regular hamburger or getting the Big Mac. That's how I was looking at it. Get a Robusto or get a Toro. Well, I'm going to get a Toro because the cigar is longer, almost the same gauge. Not quite there, but I'm still getting more in the length.
Like you would have said, let's have a standard size of burger.
Okay, yeah, so let's bring that up. So, over here in the US, typically our bottles are $7.50.
Okay.
Europe, they're $700.
Okay.
I'm getting cheated out of 50.
Are you?
Yes, because I'm still paying the same price.
Well, maybe in order to make it the same price due to local tax and whatever, they make
Oh, wait
it
a minute. Tony, I hate it when you bring business into this.
right. In order for you to enjoy it and to fit the price range that you want, I just had to remove 50 mil.
No, because you know what you also got to do? You got to make a new bottle fit that 700.
Yeah, but I was able to get you to buy it. In fact, I don't have to make a new bottle. I just fill it less.
And that's another thing. Now they got 500 bottles out there. They got 350 bottles out there.
Right. Because some people can never finish and they'd rather not have a bottle that sits there with oxygen in there.
So then you know what you make for people out there? You know what you do when you have something like that? You make an infinity bottle.
But infinity bottle never tastes the same.
That's okay. That's okay.
But in order to have an infinite bottle, don't you need a big bottle too?
You need you do need a bigger receptacle to hold that.
Right? When you say making a standard, the standard could go up or down. That means they can okay, you know what? From now on, since Val says make a standard, let's all make 700. Everybody's losing 50 now.
No. Val don't say make 700.
Huh?
No, Val says make
Val says
it
make it
750.
Val says make standard. If they give you too much, that's no. Don't give me more. Don't give me more. Give me less.
No. I'm not saying give me
don't
less.
give me a 6 by 53 because that extra one. Oh my god, I can't have no. So we have to go standard. Everybody get 350 because the 350 is most popular. Because if you want 700, just buy two.
That's true. I get what you're saying, but that's not how I was thinking.
Right? I can make sure that each bottle is not even wasted. The amount of oxygen that sits there is very limited. All my old bottles I have halfway filled, I have one empty small bottle filled in, no oxygen, done. Never wasted. You see? Let's make it standard because I don't want to buy hot dog bun as an 8-pack when I can buy hot dog at 6-pack. So every hot dog, so from now on, same price, six buns only. Because getting 2 extra, man, I can't imagine how good it is to have 2 more. No. You see? Because you're complaining about they're giving you more, and despite of giving you more, that ruins the size.
No, no. I'm not complaining about giving me more. I'm complaining about why don't they just have a universal size? You just
But
make
in
them
order to
all
give
equal.
you more, I can't have a universal size. I am throwing that tradition away in
Look,
order to give Val more.
I am not asking you to give me more. I'm just asking you to give me the 6x52. I don't, I'm not asking you to give me a 6x53, a 6x55.
I'm charging you 6x53 the same price. Why wouldn't you want a 653?
Because that brand will sell me a 6x52. That brand sells a 6x50. This brand sells a 6x53.
They
That
jipped
one
you.
sells a
You could have bought it from me
6x55.
for 53.
Come on. There's too many to choose from. Just make it universal.
No, but then
Across the board.
they are not willing to give you that 1 extra gauge, but I am willing. Why wouldn't you be happy about that?
Rick, what do you guys say about this?
You see, what happened was, but no, I see your vision. I see what you're trying to say. Like, if there is a universal, like, tier list, or not like a tier list, like a chart, and they're saying, hey, in the cigar industry for New World cigars, this is the standard chart of New World cigars. Toro's being at this, Robusto's being at this, Corona's being at this, and all that kind of stuff being at these, sizes. If you go below, advertise it as petite. If you go above, advertise it as extra or gordo. But the standard of each, Vitola will be as so by the New World chart standard. I get it. I see your vision.
And I get that too, but it's such a minuscule difference between a 52 and a 54. It would be more complicated to start to name them differently. So instead of right now, because of our ranges, you can have overall 3 names that defines all. Corona, Robusto, Toro. That pretty much cover majority of the cigar out there.
Okay.
Right? But in order to fit Val's standard, any cigar that is outsized needs to have a different name.
No.
Or just don't make it at all.
Don't make it.
Well, when you don't make
Why
it...
because you're making it complicated. You're giving me too many choices. You want a 6x,
Val.
a 6x50, 6x51, 52, 53,
Let me
54,
give you an example.
55.
Let me give you an example. Val, how many spice is inside your brisket?
Oh, a lot.
Just give me a number.
8.
All right, from now on, standard brisket can only have 3 spices, period.
Okay.
And you'll be okay with that. Nobody can have any new innovations. You can't add 5. You cannot have 8 spice to make it taste better.
Well, see, now that is going to be able to touch the true barbecue smoker. Okay, because then you really
you'll be
got
okay
to
with
be
that.
on.
You're saying that no, like from now on, I'll go to competition with only 4.
Well, you're going to competition with 4?
4 spice. That's it. The end. Because you can't have innovation anymore. Anything more than 4 is not standard.
Correct. Okay. Is everybody else going to that competition with the same thing?
Well, if I say yes, you gotta go. Everybody's at equal ground.
That's right, baby.
Right. But at the same time, you never have better brisket. That Val specialty 8 spice brisket will never exist again. Could have tasted better, so long as you allow me to put 4 more spices. Now it's perfect.
No, no. If you're sticking with 4 spices, then this is where you really got to be able to pick.
No,
a
no,
type
okay.
that-
Now, let's say if the industry standard is 4 spices, would you start making with just 4 spices, period?
Yes.
Even if you're not going to competition. At home, you're eating it. 4 spices only.
Oh, okay. Look, now you're talking something different because what you cook at home and what you cook in competition is different.
You can't mess with the you can't mess with the standard. The standard's 4.
In competition, but not at
No,
home.
no, no. Standard.
Mm.
Right? Every bourbon from now on can only be 4 years old. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, man. Now you're hurting me.
Right? You cannot test it. You cannot rebottle it. You cannot double oak it. 4 years. That's all you get. You see, like the standard hurts innovation.
Well, I'm able to choose the barrel, right?
No, and then they just say only can use oak barrel, period.
Okay, I can use oak barrel, but I'm able to use how I char it.
Only being standard chart. And you know, you want to standard it, just let's just all standard it out, right? Standard it out, you're losing innovation.
I get what you're saying, Tony, but yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, man, there's just for me, I go get a cigar and I want a 6x52 Toro, and I'm just gonna throw a brand name out there because I don't even know if they make this. Let's say Carrillo, Casa Carrillo, their Toro, let's say is a 6x52, and I'm used to that. But if I go to a different brand like uh, uh, Casa Snappy Rick, well, his Toro is a 6x53 or 6x55. I mean, why can't they just both be 6x52s or.
Because they're different blend. You're not apples to apples. Like, what if somebody found out, like, you know what, this cigar is really good, and I found out that if I put a little bit less tobacco in there, make it 6x50, it tastes even better. And now they gotta make a special edition of 6x50. Well, they can't because it's standard 6x52. So in order to make that, not only they gotta take a tobacco out, now they gotta cut it to 5x50. 5x50. Now it's a robusto. So that goes back to the same thing. I'm robbing you another 15, 20 minutes. And that part I cut out, wasted. But because I wasted, I still had to charge you the same price. Because I still use that much tobacco. That's why I say, if it's the same price, which one would you take?
Well, I get what you're saying, but if you offer me like a 6x52 versus a 6x53, and even though I know I'm getting just a touch more of tobacco, I'm still going to pick the 6x52 because that is the size that I like.
No, but then like if it's 53 that has that one extra tobacco in there that you didn't know but makes it taste super good, wouldn't you buy
Yeah.
53? You would.
I guess I miss out. No, I wouldn't.
No, you will. If somebody handed to you, here's a 6x53, and you smoked it,
Somebody handed it to me. That's
right? Because you didn't buy it, and
That's
I gave
right.
it to you, and you
That's
smoked
right.
it. It was
I will.
great.
It
You
was
will
great.
stop buying the 52.
No.
You're telling me that you never changed size of particular cigar because you smoke a different size that was better.
I know I have done that.
So yeah, you would.
I have done that. Yeah. I mean, in this one particular blend, they did have the Robusto, they did have the Toro, they did have the Churchill, and I did prefer the Churchill better.
You see what I mean? There is a difference. That small change could make a difference. Small gauge change could make a difference. And you will literally change the size that you choose because it may be better with more.
Yeah, no, I understand that part, but I'm just saying, man, why can't we just have a universal size and say,
Because
know,
everybody wants more.
I know, I don't think everybody wants more. I think the brand owners are going to say, well, my Toro is a 6.15 by 53. Oh, yeah? Well, my Toro is a 6.25 by 54. Well, oh,
Val,
yeah? Well, my Toro is.
Val, let me tell you this, right? When you're blending, they blend standard size. All right? Nobody's going to blend at a weird size. Everybody blends at a standard size. However, if they go, this is missing something, I'm going to add one more sleeve of this in there, one more sleeve of that, that's when they start changing the size.
So they have a convergence of the standard size to get that better blend, to get that better
Everybody
kick.
starts out with standard size. They roll a Toro, they roll a Robusto, like what? They roll a 50 and they roll a 52.
Okay.
Right? And if they want to, they roll a 48 for Corona. Right? And then they'll smoke it. The length don't matter. They don't care about the length at first. Okay? And then they smoke it. And then once they decided that they need to add more, that's when they change the size. Because changing the size means you need a new mold. If you need a new mold, well, here's 10, 20 grand just out of your pocket for this.
For a new mold?
For a new mold. You can't make just one mold. You need 10, 20 of those. And the mold actually is expendable. So, like, you know, they literally use it until it's bad. It had to make new ones.
They were out?
They wear out.
Oh.
So you think that they do that on purpose? Probably not. It costs more.
Yeah.
The only thing they have power to decide without altering the flavor is usually length. Usually length. And then the length goes back to that. Do I waste a lot of tobacco if I give you less? If I am, then I'd rather give you a little bit more so I don't waste that much. Either way, they had to cut it. Every cigar had to be cut because the end looks shaggy. They had to cut it straight. How much they cut based on how much they're wasting. So it's more like out of necessity than not. I can't believe I'm justifying this for them. But because I have that experience, so I can tell you.
Yeah, I was going to, see, that's because you have gone through that process and you've seen and you've experienced it.
Yeah.
So now you have that hands-on stuff. You know, you got the hands-on working with it, you the eyes-on watching everything, and then you got a more hands-on and doing that and then smoking and that kind of stuff. So you know more about that.
Right. So, like, yeah, this thing is more like they don't have to give you more, but out of necessity, they kind of have to. And in order to do that, they have to change the size. Because let's say if something the blend needs that much tobacco and at 52 is tight, I had to make it 53. Right? And sometimes, here's another thing, right? Like, okay, but the Toro is normal, but the Robusto are not. Right? The Toro is 6 by 52, but the Robusto is like 5 by 50 and a quarter. You know, what's up with that? Because when you adjust the ratio, they taste different. So sometimes Yeah, you can reduce it, but you might have to add something to help it out. You might have to add a little bit of this or a little bit of that in order to get the same experience or close. So one size might be different. The length, again, I think they can all say, you know what, I'm just gonna give you 5 or 6. Just cut it. I don't care. But the truth is that they give you that option. You can cut it yourself, but you won't.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, they give you that little bit more, so you're getting that little bit more. That you can waste the front a little bit because it takes when you lit it up, you waste a little bit.
Yeah.
But like ultimately, if I say it's the same price, you will always choose the one with a little bit more. It's gonna charge you the same price because that's the tobacco they use. You see? But Val, like you know, if you really want to, you could. Every cigar that gets you a house, you can cut it yourself. I don't think you
Yes.
ever will.
No, I know. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
And Val, here's the thing. Right? If you want to make the gauge smaller, you can definitely pull some tobacco out and squeeze it tighter. Now it's smaller.
Yeah. You probably could, but then you just ruin the shape of that cigar. And
Box price it. In fact, all box prices are underfilled.
because it has to be able to conform to that mold, right?
Exactly. That's why box prices are usually cheaper.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm. You use like what, a leaf and a half or a leaf?
I never knew that. I never thought of it that way.
So there you go. So Val, you still want to reduce it universal size?
I still want a universal size.
All right. Hey Val, I forgot to ask you, what do you think about the Placencia logo?
I will tell you this much. It looks better on the band than it does on the box.
Just tell me that you're okay with it now.
I am okay with the band that is green and gold.
Okay. Have you seen the one in black in person yet?
I have not.
There you go. You know I'm right. You'll be okay with it.
I still prefer their old logo with the P with the circle around it. I think I like that better.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it better.
I never liked that logo.
You never liked that logo?
Yeah. I had a big problem with them using the small P instead of a capital P.
I never looked at it as a small P. I always thought it was a capital P with a
Oh, it's
circle
definitely
around.
a small P. You see? Complications. Why not just enjoy it? Now, I don't, and here's the thing, right? Without that being said, I still don't like any of the 6x60s, okay? I think that size should not exist.
True.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I wondered why would they make something like that, but you know, if you look over the last couple of years, 2 to 3 years, that cigar has really just been uh big in the marketplace.
Yeah,
And
because you're getting much bolder flavor. You get more smoking time for around the same price.
yeah, I never looked. I didn't look at it that way. I'm just looking at how the cigar felt in my hand, the hand, the holding the fingers, the draws on it, the puffs on it.
But only
Yeah,
for your size of person, right? Like, you know, anybody who's twice your size want a size that's twice as big.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, you have someone like Shaq smoking a cigar.
Okay, Shaq smoking a Toro is like him holding a Corona. or Pinero or like Cigarello.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But if he holds a 9x90, it looks like he's holding a Toro.
Can you imagine if we just change the cigars to the names? What size cigar? I want the Shack. The Shack
Mm,
size.
And that would be actually quite easy to identify, right? But it'd just be
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So like instead of Maduro, you gotta call it Jay-Z.
I mean, like it's the Partagas, the Cuban one, the Lustinias. People tend to like call it the MJ cigar because when he got interviewed, many years ago, he talked about how the Partagas Lustinias were like his favorite cigars of all time. And it was like the very
Actually, they
long.
literally made one for him. There's
They
an
made-
MJ cigar specifically made for him.
Yeah.
I smoked that on live. It's about this long.
Yeah.
But for him,
So-
that's a Cigarello.
Yeah. But when I saw
Well,
Michael
you-
Jordan
you-
loving the Lustinias, yeah.
Well,
people
you
started
had that
calling it
cigar,
Michael Jordan
Tony?
cigar.
Yeah, I smoked it live.
Where the hell was I?
Right after I came back from Taiwan.
Damn. What did you see? Hey, Mike, it's me, Tony. Tony who? Tony Two Puffs. Who do you think it is?
But don't know that guy, hang up, block. Tell him I'll get her, damn it. Oh, that was a long conversation just to explain. Jeez. Val, you're killing me. You're killing me. It's I don't know. I'm thinking about it right now. Would that make the cigar industry better? I don't think so. Is it annoying? Yeah, once in a while. Right? When you're reviewing, you're like, is this 54 or 52? Or is that 53? Damn it.
I mean, I could view it as something that could be easier for companies that's just starting like to come out. Like for those who are already established, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. But for those who are just
No, but
making
then
the
we
brand,
do have a standard. We do have like 6x52, everybody knows. 5x48, 5x50, everybody knows. So if you're standing a core size, that's got to be the size anyway. That doesn't change. You can choose to use standard size. And non-standard size are so rare out there. Val, naming one that's not standard size.
Not a standard size. I think I saw a cigar not too long ago. I think it came out like a 6.5 by 58. That's not a standard size.
6.5 by 58. That's a
Yeah.
little bit smaller than a Churchill. What size is what cigar is that?
I'm trying to remember. I just ran across it not too long
The
ago.
thing is that I don't think it's that big of a problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I tell you to name 10 immediately out of your head, you probably won't be able to.
No, I wouldn't be able to.
But if I tell you to name 10 with a standard size, you would be.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's most of the brands out there that do the standard
Exactly.
size.
So like you can literally don't smoke any of the non-standard size if you wanted to. Boycott it
Cigars-
enough.
I'll just say this out there: cigar smokers of the world, send me your standard sizes.
You only buy the standard size anyway, right?
Usually, yes.
Usually. So what makes you buy the non-standard size then, if you hate it that much?
I think it's because of sometimes of what someone says about the cigar, so I'm interested in trying it. That's it's usually about it. You know,
So you're saying that in your arsenal of cigars right now,
I mean,
all the ones that you
I'm
purchased.
look at like the dad bod. Let's take the dad bod by Punch.
Okay.
Wasn't that a weird size? Wasn't that a weird shape?
Well, that was on purpose. That was for
Well, I
gag.
know, but I'm just saying.
I mean, here's the thing. Can they make that bot the standard size? Yes, they can.
Yeah, yes, they can.
And charge you more for it,
Yeah, probably.
right? Why wouldn't they just charge you less and use less? Because they know that a lot of people are just not gonna care. It's a gag. I don't think the standardization does anything other than help you identify it. But the thing is that majority of the time when you go buy a cigar, you don't have to identify. You choose the one you want and buy it. Again,
Yeah.
probably like 80% of the people who buy cigar don't even look at the size. They just like, I just want a big, or I just want a small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The nerd out community is actually not that big.
I mean, let's go back and look at the Casa Carrillo when they came out with that. And why give it a name? Why call it the Majestic, the Sojourn, the Prequel? Why don't you just call it the Toro or something like that?
They do. Toro still Toro.
Yeah, but it's got a name. Don't they call it something else?
They can call whatever they want, but that doesn't change the fact that it's Toro.
Oh.
Right? They get to call whatever they want. Toro's still Toro. When you go online and buy them, search for Toro, they pop up.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. They describe it the Vitola size right off the bat.
So that doesn't change anything. Because now here's that goes back to the question. Now, do you have a problem with the size or do you have a problem with the name?
Mhm.
From now on, let's call all the Toro daddy, all the Robusto mommy, and all the Corona bastard.
All right, I'm sold.
And any Gordo is Big Daddy.
Now you have me.
Right? You can standardize that. It doesn't change anything. So do you have the problem with the name or do you not?
We'll only do that for June.
Right? And every size in between, between a Robusto and a Toro is called Trans Daddy.
Mhm.
Anything between a Corona and Robusto is a Trans Mommy. Right? It's just name. Val, like Perfectos, right? Because it has
Yeah,
the gradual.
yeah.
Now, if you say that you can't have outsides, you can't have Perfectos.
Okay, let's talk about that now.
You got 5 minutes.
I mean, I don't like I do not I I'm not yeah I don't like pyramid type of cigars. I don't like the pyramids, the torpedoes, or whatever the hell you want to call them.
Well, Torpedo is just the end.
Yeah, I just and in the storyline it is well, it takes someone special to make that cap. But to me, it's lost tobacco. Okay, give me just a regular Parejo size, a Parejo cap. I'm happy with that. I don't need no torpedo. I don't need no pyramid. I don't need a sharp torpedo, a pointy pyramid. You cut. You gotta cut. You gotta cut.
Val, do you
You
know?
gotta cut.
But we're talking
Or
about
you get
Perfecto
it.
here, right? Val, you have a problem with Perfecto?
Um, I don't usually smoke perfectos, but I don't know if I have a problem with them.
Do you know why
I,
Perfecto is a Perfecto?
I, I'm usually smoking the. Is okay. So is the Oliva 135? That's a perfecto, right?
Yeah, in a funny way, yeah.
Somewhat of a perfecto.
But like, you know why Perfecto is Perfecto?
Because it goes from narrow to wide, back to narrow again.
Yeah, why is it Perfecto?
Hell if I know.
Because that
And
one cigar you try every size.
Ah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. I never thought of it that way.
That's one cigar that's got every size in it.
I've never thought of it that way. That's a good point, Tony.
In fact, they make the biggest part at their sweet point.
All right, people, go out there and buy a Perfecto.
Perfecto is the best way to find out what size you want. Right? So you have, if they make Corona, they make Robusto, they make Toro. You don't know which one you want, buy a Perfecto. You know which one you want after that. Oh, I really enjoy this big part. All right, what you want is a Toro. I really enjoy the smaller part. Well, what you want is a Robusto. I really enjoy the beginning and the end. Well, what you want is a Corona. I personally don't like nip tips. Well, closed shaggy foot to me is just gimmick. It really is. So originally it was done to showcase the wrapper. So when you smoke without a wrapper is one way. Once the wrapper kicks in, it's a lot better. So it's use it for them to showcase that wrapper. Because you don't know if the wrapper is good unless you smoked it without it. The closed foot, I don't particularly agree with. That's the thing that got me in trouble. Oh, you should have retro. I think closed foot is actually just an easier way to make sure it's evenly lit. So when you lit up the closed foot, you lit up the entire cigar. So do I like closed foot? No, because you can test draw. Okay, but shaggy foot, I understand. I think it's. I think it won't matter to most people because most people probably cannot tell the big difference between a wrapper in and wrapper out.
No, I can't.
So it probably won't make a difference. But for those people who does enjoy a particular wrapper, that will really showcase it. It's almost like a palate cleanser kind of thing. You know, it's like, when you smoke a certain flavor first and all of a sudden another flavor kicks in, that enhances the flavor. It's like this. You're at Val's house. You got to eat the brisket that he spent 16 hours to cook, whatever the hour is.
Yeah, it's usually about 14 to 16 hours. Yeah.
Right? He spent 16 hours to cook, and he hands you a piece that has no seasoning on it.
But it's going to be the most tenderest piece of meat you guys ever
Sure.
had.
But like, you're like, oh, this is not bad. And Val comes back and says, this one has 8 spice in it. Try that. Right after, immediately after you took a bite of that one with no seasoning.
There were no seasonings.
The seasoning one is gonna taste extra good. Because now it has something you have something to compare to on your taste bud. So there you go. I think my favorite is the slightly closed foot, like an uncircumcised cigar. Slightly closed foot. I think that's just sloppy. I don't know. I think that's kind of sloppy. So, but it depends on the person. I hope that answers a lot of questions for guys. Like, like if you ever wonder why, and then you have the same complaint as Val, I hope that answers for you guys. I know it sounds like I'm justifying for them, but I really have no benefit of justifying for them. I just tell you why. And the whole thing is, I do agree with Val's things like, why can't Toro just be 6x52, not 6x54, or 6x53, or 6x50 even? But ultimately, I understand why, and ultimately, I don't mind to get more. Right? If you're gonna charge me the same thing as 6x52 for 6x53, give me 6x53. It's gotta be 6x54, okay. 6x56, I had to think about it. Right? But at that point, everybody agreed that's a Gordo. Or a plus, or extra. Right? It's no longer just Toro. So, at that point, they changed the name. So that's okay. That's okay. All right? So yeah, that is a very long conversation, man. Jesus Christ, this could be like a class action lawsuit or something like that. That's so long. Whew. All right, so that is it for today. I'm telling again, if you like a cigar, just buy the cigar. Don't care about the size. Don't read the size. Don't bother with the size. Right? Pick the one that sits on your
So-
hand just fine.
And one other thing. One other thing. Tony, when you pick your, and Rick, you too, and people out there, when you like, when I grab a cigar to smoke, I don't think about, and I guess I can say this because I'm in this particular stage. I don't worry about how long it takes me to smoke it or how much time I should smoke the cigar. I'm gonna pick up this Robusto. Oh, that should last about 50 minutes, maybe 60 minutes. I grab this Toro. Oh, that should last me maybe 60 to 75 minutes. I just grab the cigar and I smoke it. And in most cases, it takes me longer to smoke because I'm a
Okay.
slow smoker. I'm a slow smoker. But I
Okay.
understand. I understand, like with Rick, and I understand with you, Tony, is because your time that you have to have available because of the work that you do, the type of work that you do, but you want to get a smoke in, you want to get some time in, you want to enjoy the smoke for the amount of time that you have available. So you want to pick the appropriate cigar so that you get the full benefit of smoking that cigar to its full extent that you smoke it and not just smoke it halfway and have to put it down. I get that. I get that. But again, because of this stage where I'm at in my lifetime, I'm able to say, you know what, I'm going to grab me a Churchill. And I don't even think about grabbing a Churchill. I don't even think about, how much time is going to, I just look, oh, what am I going to smoke? Which one am I going to pick? There's so many, I have so many cigars in my humidor. I mean, even if you got 10 cigars in the humidor, you got 10 choices to pick. But I don't think about, oh, yeah, this cigar is going to take me 50 minutes. That cigar is going to take me 60. That's going to take me about, 45 minutes. I don't think of it that way. And again, it's because of where I'm at, where I am at.
Okay. I don't think about the time unless I'm talking to somebody. If I'm talking to somebody, I'll be like, hey, how much cigar you have left? And I wanted to finish around the time they do. Now, like most people probably know by now, I smoke a Toro like I smoke a Robusto. Right? Like on this show, how many cigars I already lit up? Right?
I don't know how many. I still
One.
got this left.
I got 3.
Holy smoly.
Right?
Damn.
So, like, I smoke really quick. And I judge, like, I only judge the time if I'm with somebody and I want to match their time. But other than that, I don't care what how much time I spend to finish. If I'm working at night, I choose whatever cigar. I don't care.
What
So,
about in the
but-
what about in the afternoon?
But I will purposely avoid Churchills. I'll purposely avoid something that's like, like again 6x60s, because I know I'll get bored of it at somewhere halfway through or whatever. So I wouldn't want to suffer through that. If it's a big cigar or whatever, I only do it for specific reason. I wouldn't do it just like, hey, you know what? Today's nothing to do. I'm gonna smoke a 9x90. No, not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't choose it.
I want to bring another question up before I know we're extending this, but look here. So I want to go back to Davidoff.
Okay.
I want to go back to the late hour.
Okay.
So, why did they name it the late hour? Why didn't they call it like the early hour?
Because you smoked that last cigar of the night.
So if I'm gonna smoke that, like, we'll say the late hours, let's just throw some hours out there from 9 p.m. to midnight. That's a late hour smoke.
Okay.
But if I want to go out and have an early hour smoke, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, I want to smoke from 1 to 3 or 2 to 4, or 2 to 5. I'm not going to pick out a late hour.
But the name that they named it is because it's a gentleman thing to have last thing of your night to have one cigar and one glass of whiskey. And
So
that
then
is
why
why,
don't they
because
look?
that
Why
cigar-
don't they? No, why don't they call it the after dinner cigar?
Because that's not a gentleman thing.
Sure it is. How many movies have we seen where the men are sitting at the
It's
table,
trying
the women are sitting at the table. Okay, ladies, let's pick up the plates. The men, you can go to the drawing room, the den, and have your cigar. And ladies, let's go grab our stuff. Let's go have our tea and our cake and whatever.
But that's not you
Well-
time anymore. That's not you time.
Oh, yeah, but it's still a late smoke.
Right. You can smoke whatever cigar you want during the party, yeah. But the you time, you gotta put it as a theme, right? You're a hardworking gentleman. You got home, you sat down, all day you took off your suits and everything. You know, you finally my time. Nobody bother me. I'm gonna go to my
Okay.
office.
Okay, so you gotta smoke your late hour cigars. You gotta put on your dinner jacket, your smoking jacket.
No, you just put it something comfortable.
No. Well, man, you're gonna smoke your late hour. You gotta put on your smoking
No,
jacket.
no.
You gotta put on your
It's
It's
smoking
late
robe.
hour.
You
It's
got man,
time.
you gotta go Hugh style.
No,
Gotta go Hugh Hef style.
No, that you want a huge, you go Oro Blanco, okay? But like you want to shine there, you Oro Blanco.
No,
But it's
no,
you
no,
time. It's
I didn't
you
say-
time.
No, I didn't say huge. I said Hugh, like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah,
Okay, you gotta.
yeah. You wanna like stand out like Hugh Hefner. Yeah, but you
Look
go
it.
home. No,
Look
yeah.
it.
You put out whatever that's comfortable for you. It could be butt naked with just a sleeping robe if you wanted to.
Okay, look it. Instead of look it. Playboy. I don't know, man. When I was younger, there was a show on television that came like on at midnight. It was called Playboy After Dark.
Okay.
Okay. Can you imagine naming a cigar instead of calling it the late hour? Call it After Dark.
After dark is not late. After dark is still not you time. After dark is just like when it's dark.
No, Tony, you're missing the point here. I'm saying that Hugh Hefner came on TV at midnight with some bunnies, and it was Playboy After Dark. So you got to
Right.
see Hugh Hefner in his robe, those bunnies in their nightgowns and bikinis and that kind of shit.
Right.
So I'm just saying it's After Dark. So why couldn't they name a cigar? It's After Dark.
They probably could, but that's not defeat the point of having that your own solo time. After dark is not solo time. After dark is getting freaky time, right? Late hours, late hours
No.
tells you that
So-
it's already late.
so-
It's like the last thing you do.
So, okay, so we come up with 3 lines. We can come up with the late hour. We can come up with the after dark. And Tony, instead of calling it freaky time, we'll call it get your groove on time.
You could,
I'm
could,
just saying.
right? So going back to the late hour. Late hour is a barrel aged tobacco in there, right? It's meant to be enjoyed with a nice bourbon. Okay, so at nighttime, late hour, into the night, last thing you do after a whole day of bullshit, you sit down in your office, have a bourbon, have that cigar. That's what it's supposed to be for. Late hour, gentlemanlike. Late hour. Everybody's sleeping. You're hardworking. You already entertain everybody. You got your freak on and everything. Already done. You go to the office, close the door, lock it, take out your late hour, cup of bourbon. You're like, whew, shit, I'm tired. Let it up, sit back. That's what it's for. All right? Can you smoke it anytime you want? Yes. Just like you can wear a robe any day you want, anytime you want. Butt naked. We're good?
I don't know if I want to get butt naked, man, because you drop an ash on yourself, and man.
But no, you have robe. Turn the robe over
Oh.
as a bib.
Cigar lap bib. That's what that
There you
comes.
go. Wow. Whew. All right, we're good?
Yeah, we're
Did I answer all the questions? Davidoff, you owe me money for this shit. Anyways, so yeah, that will be it for today. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Have a good night, everybody. I may or may not be at the voice channel, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there because I got some cigar to smoke, so I'm going to the hangout. Anybody wants to join in, join in.
All right, here we go. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.